There it is. Okay. Just waiting to see that come up. Thank you.
Sorry, I would like to remind everyone that this is a meeting of the Go Team. Only members of the team may participate in the discussion. Any members of the public present are here to quietly observe. And for members of the Go Team, please identify yourself when you speak. I'm pleased to call this meeting to order at 5:07. The first order of business is roll call, and the secretary will now take roll.
Good evening. Before we start, our principal, Gerald Latimore,
I'm here.
parent guardian, Jasmine Brazier,
Here.
Johanna Decotis, Alex Surat,
Here.
Alison Stewart,
I think I answered the wrong one. I'm here. It's Alex Stewart.
Alec is here as well.
Eddie LeBron,
Here.
Mill Thomas,
Here.
Shivan Stops.
Present.
So yes, we are ready to begin.
All right. Is quorum present? Yes. All right. So now we will proceed to the discussion items. The first order is to approve the agenda. This was provided to you. Are there any changes to the agenda? No changes. May I have a motion to approve the agenda?
I'll make a motion to approve the agenda.
A
Nope.
second?
Siobhan Stubbs, second.
All in favor say aye.
Okay.
Aye.
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 All opposed say nay. Any abstentions? All right. So now we will review the approved meeting minutes from our last meeting. The minutes have been provided to you. Are there any corrections? If there are no further corrections, may I have a motion to approve the previous meeting's minutes?
I'll make a
Oh,
motion.
okay. A second.
Second to approve.
All in favor say aye.
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 All opposed say nay. Any abstentions? Nope. All right. So our first action item is our discussion item. Okay, so our discussion items is the strategic plan development. And Principal Lattimore can take it away.
Thank you. Mine is lagging a little bit, so I'm gonna go off camera while I speak, and you all just raise your hand if you have questions. So a part of tonight's meeting is going through the strategic plan. So I will follow the presentation as follows. We'll review our school strategic plan from 2025 to 2030. The Atlanta Public School Strategic Plan, basically, it starts out with, we are Atlanta Public School System, and why we exist is to educate and empower Atlanta students to shape the future. A community of believers getting back to the basics. You can see on the screen, it talks about our strength as our team. Atlanta students will have effective and engaged teachers, leaders, and staff. Our responsibility is shared. Atlanta students will have supportive families, communities, and partners. Our system is efficient and effective. Atlanta students will have the schools and resources they need to succeed. We are strengthening our instructional core. Atlanta students will have high quality instructional materials and targeted support. We are caring for every child, Atlanta students will have trusted, supportive adults meeting their unique needs. We are sparking student curiosity. Atlanta students will have access to explore and expand their passions and interests. And under each column, you can see various bullet points that I'll just pause for a minute so that you all can read through. And if you have any questions or anything, you can all just let me know. I'm gonna roll into the next slide. Goals and key performance indicators. Number one, by 2030, we will increase the percentage of third grade students scoring proficient or above in ELA, Georgia milestones, by 20 percentage points. By 2030, we will increase the percentage of eighth grade students scoring proficient or above in math, Georgia milestones, by 20 points. And by 2030, we will increase the percentage of students meeting at least one CCRPI college and career readiness indicator by 20 percentage points. On the right side, you can see some of the indicators. You can see where we are actually in 2025, and you can see the target by 2030.
Excuse me, I'm not seeing anything as a slide. Does anyone else see it?
Give me one second.
Yeah,
I'll
I can
reshare.
see it.
Oh,
Yeah, I can see it.
okay, that's strange. Never mind. I'll try to figure this out.
Okay.
This PowerPoint can be shared, right?
Yes, I will email it out as well.
Yeah.
At some point when we have a discussion, I'll put it in the links that I sent earlier.
Okay.
So the Go Team School Strategic Plan Development. The mission, vision, goals. Eagles are strategic goals. Our focus area, objectives, key performance indicator. Our strategies and actions. You can see it's all funneled for us in a nice graph on the left-hand side. And it just kind of relates to what the work is going to be today. And I think before January is our deadline. We're educating and empowering Atlanta students to shape the future. Literacy, numeracy, college, and career readiness. We are caring for every child, expanding strategies that reduce chronic absenteeism, the percentage of students who are not chronically absent. And you can see that implement the multi-tiered systems of support, and monthly provide consistent communication with all families on the importance of attendance and supports available. So the Go Team's focus is the mission, vision, strategic goals, focus areas, objectives. That is our purpose. This is what we do. What is our picture for the future? What results do we want to satisfy our stakeholder needs? What are the main focus areas, pillars of excellence of our work? What continuous improvement activities are needed to get results? The purpose is to cascade the district strategic plan to the school level while grounding our focus in the school's continuous improvement plan. This will create alignment, reduce confusion, and simplify our efforts. Our timeline, our school's 2030 strategic goals and objectives should be updated, approved, and ranked by January 2026. School will focus on the strategies as part of the 27 budget and continuous improvement plan process. Three key resources to review. Number one, our school strategic plan from 2020 to 2025, our continuous improvement plan goals from 2025, and our school data sheet. I can also pause for a minute and send that out to you all because I know the presentation is kind of small. Well, it'll be in the presentation. Let me send that to you now. One second, guys. Okay, so you should get that in just one moment. The school strategic planning process, review data, align mission, vision, purpose, confirm 2030 goals, create continuous improvement goals for 2030, identify additional goals, identify 2025, 2030 strategic goals, reflect on the 2020-2025 strategic plan, review and discuss additional objectives going forward, approve your strategic plan and rank your strategic objectives for 2025. And on the right is a sample of everything that is taking place. So you can see what we did in the first business meeting. Tonight is our second meeting. And then in our third meeting, you can see what we'll be doing, identifying the 2025, 2030 strategic objectives. And then meeting 4, we'll be getting into our budget. Today's focus, review data, align mission, vision, purpose, confirm 2030 goals, create continuous improvement goals to 2030, identify additional goals. So we're at business meeting 2. So a review of the data. And let me know, guys, again, if I'm going too fast, just come off mute and I will slow down so that we can digest if we need to. So some of the guiding questions. Here is the information put forth before you. This was created for us to know where we currently stand and where we need to go in 2030. What is something that we notice? What are some of your wonderings? And do you all believe that we are on track?
Well, what is the number for chronic absenteeism? Just wondering.
Really?
Hmm.
I'm looking for on here.
I was just wondering, like, what number is like, oh, this student is now chronically absent. What number of
I
days?
don't know off the top of my head. I can
Oh,
tell
okay.
you the way it's kind of backwards, the way it shows up in our graphs, because it gives us the number of students that are not chronically absent. So right now we're at an 89.4. I actually emailed some stuff out to our registrar, our social worker, and our whole child intervention team. I want to say we had about 15 students that were chronically absent, 15 or 20. And one of those students were not, the absences weren't encoded correctly. And another student was in our system, but never stepped foot on our campus. And so they're going through now, rechecking all the other students.
Oh, okay.
So we're up from that 81.5 to 89.4.
Mhm.
Hi, this is Joanna. Sorry I was so late today. I
No
had a work
worries.
meeting that went over. Um, I was curious how the school climate is determined. Is that a survey or is that something else?
That is a survey that is issued by the Georgia Department of Education. It will ask for parents, it will ask for students, and it will ask for teachers to rank the school. And based on what they say, they will issue us a star.
Okay. So the star is the combination of those different groups and their feedback. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
Now, I will say, I fully believe we can probably end up to at a 5-star school by 2030. I'm really pushing to get to a 4-star this year. But being new and being just an agent of change, there's always have to be some discomfort in the beginning before the new culture sets in and people are comfortable with what's going on. So we're dealing with a little bit of that right now too.
Okay.
Um, I also have a question on like what is the criteria for having engaged staff? Like what does that mean?
That part I don't really know. I would think if staff participates in different events, different experiences for students, or if they, that could be one way, right? Another way is how many staff actually responded to the survey. That may be another way to determine that.
Mm, okay.
Diana, yes?
So hi, y'all. Diane Jacoby, School Governance Liaison. Just really quickly, in terms of that staff engagement, I know that they're still doing the Gallup survey. And
Mhm.
in the Gallup survey, there are questions specifically around that engagement. So I think that's what part of that measure is for the staff engagement.
Okay.
I hope that helps.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you.
It seems
Hey,
like we're pretty, oh, sorry, go ahead.
and I was Alec here regarding the subgroup data. Is there like interplay between these groupings? Like, you know, Black students that may also be have disabilities or disabilities between disabilities and economically disadvantaged. I'm just trying to understand how it was parsed.
Yes, that is correct. A lot of times students can actually fall within two subgroups. So like you just said, you may have a student that is African American Black, they're in that subgroup, and then you may have each student also may be economically disadvantaged. They'll fall in that subgroup, and then also they may have a disability. So that one student can be in 3 different subgroups, and that can go for any student across the board. And I'll say
And
this too, in that same vein, because we are a smaller school, and it's a big difference when you test 300 kids versus when you testing just 100 kid. That one
mm,
kid could be 10 to 15% in a different subgroup. So you
yeah,
have to be real intentional when you look at that data.
got it. Yeah, it would be helpful, I guess, to know like our demographic populations by these subgroups, just so we
Mm-hmm.
can understand how it's weighted.
But I'll look for that. I know it's somewhere out there. I think Miss Lynch, the PTA president, has it. Um, I don't want to misspeak, but we are pretty balanced in terms of race right now.
Okay. And then one other thing, how does the current KPI compare to I guess our last strategic goals or last year or when the last time we measured the or the previous KPI that was measured?
I'm not sure about the previous one, but I think when the next slide is the previous 2025 goals.
Okay.
So we can see what the goals were. You would just probably need to pull this up and see like how far off were we, or did we actually hit our goals? Because I think a lot of the last strategic plans, I think we hit a lot of those goals.
Okay.
Yeah, Alec
Let-
brings up a good point because if it's potentially a small group of students impacting the instructional core KPIs, it's hard to know overall because those appear to be, that we have a longer way to go to meet that 2030 goal, but it may be really influenced by a couple of students. But I mean, a lot of the other, like we are caring for every child section, those are all really close. I
Mhm.
mean, really, a lot of the ones close to the bottom look very close already. So that's great.
Yeah, and I agree. I think a lot like let's just look at the bottom two. Our responsibility is, some of those things we can honestly control, like the percentage of Infinite Campus parent portal accounts. Like we can get that to 100% this year. You know what I mean? And really just focus on kindergarten as they enroll to make sure that they have a parent portal account. Making sure students, school meeting, enrollment, that's something the district is tackling for us. The number of students choosing very safe or extremely safe to locate question like we just had a town hall today, so we're speaking with kids about being safe and school expectations. So really the things that we can control, I think we can honestly control them. Alex?
Yeah, the end of grade exams, the milestone exams, is that ELA and math?
Yes, it's ELA math for third grade, ELA math for fourth grade, and then it's ELA math and science for fifth grade.
Got it. Okay. And then the enrollment objective, is that growth in students, is that targeted towards certain grade levels? Is that, or like how should we think about that?
It's kindergarten through fifth.
Okay. But
They
that,
don't
so
include that
just,
number in they don't include pre-K in that count. But I can tell you that our number is actually higher than that. Right now, K through 5, we are about, I want to say 310, 308. And then we have 40, I want to say 40 pre-K students, or like 37 pre-K students. And so it puts us up to like 347 or something like that, 348.
got it. And that's more weighted towards the lower grades, like the majority of our enrollment is K through second. Oh,
Yeah, it is.
okay. Okay.
So just one last question. Outside of the instructional core, what could be a focus area?
You mentioned before about how some things are more in the school's control than others.
Mm-hmm.
So definitely something that's in the school's control. Maybe like the student staff relationships looks like could use a little bit of work, and the school climate, those are probably, if one of those increases, the other does as well, I would imagine. So where you can kind of double team a couple of these, that may make sense.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, for
Yeah, I would think
sure.
staff engagement is also within the school's control. How's that measured? Is that by survey as well?
Yes.
All right.
I'll go on to the next slide now. Aligning mission, vision, purpose. We we are Atlanta public school system. So our vision at Frederick W. Benteen Elementary School is a school that provides a world-class education that prepares students of today to be leaders of tomorrow. Our mission is to provide a comprehensive and rigorous curriculum that we prepare all students to be lifelong learners and globally minded citizens who are growing in academics, character, and leadership. So just for you, just for clarity, the vision is like where we would like to be, and the mission is more so like of a day-to-day, step-by-step guide of how we get to that vision. So here are our previous strategic school strategic priorities. You can also see our SMART goals were at the very top. Now, this was written, I believe, back in 2020. I mean, that.
So do we have to make new strategic priorities for the next 5 years?
Yes, ma'am, we do. I think that's coming up in a second. It's like, it's going to take us like through each part.
Okay.
So, guiding question: does our current school mission and vision align with these statements? So, do you think our mission and vision align with the statements above?
Yes.
Yes, I think so.
Yeah.
Okay. So here, do we think we need, and I'll go back, do we think we need to change any of our mission and our vision?
No.
Okay, so that's good. We'll keep going.
Yeah, I feel like they got everything in there. Personally.
I agree.
Yeah, it looks good.
Okay. So confirm 2030 goals, extend your continuous improvement plan goals to 2030, identify if there are any additional goals for the strategies plan beyond those identified. If so, capture them no more than 1 to 2 additional goals. So I'll tell you the continuous improvement goals. These were goals that were already crafted for the school. You can see goal 1, goal 2, goal 3. Goal 4 I left for an example. So you can see that for us, this one particular goal is for this current school year. We would just need to basically build this out for 2030. And that can go here, down at the bottom. So I actually need to go to editing mode. So let me know if that made sense to everybody.
So we're translating each of those to be 2030 goals or just 1 or 2 of them?
Just these 3 right here.
Okay.
1, 2, 3. So if you think or if you think usually a school typically they shoot for a 2 or 3% increase each year. So by 2030, if you're looking, that's 1, 2, 3, 4 years from now, 5 years, you'll want to just add those percentages to this number here, and that will be our goal by 2030. Now, you also have to keep in mind, I'm gonna jump back just a little bit. Stay with me. Where is it? Now, you have to keep in mind of the district goal by 2030 as well. So the district wants to increase the Georgia milestone by 20 points in ELA in 3rd grade. So when we build out our goal, we have to keep in mind that they're looking for a 20% increase, which if I where is it? Here. So if we think about a 20% increase from now, that means that this should be like a 55, which would be more than a 2% increase per year. It would be right about a 5% increase each year.
So, and also, are the numbers that are in this top part, are those the actual percentages like where we are right now? Like for the ELA increasing by 5% from 35 to 40, is that where we are right now as well?
Correct.
Okay.
So these were set up based on the previous year's milestones, the previous year milestones. And so, yeah, they're based on basically right now.
So we would still be starting at 35%? Or we'd be starting for, oh, okay.
So I think if we can start typing. We said 20% overall from
35 to 55.
35% to 55%. Truck groups increase. So then we would need to go back to.
So what's the subgroup data?
It's right here.
Okay.
Black students were at 22. Oh, it already tells us it should be at 48.
Okay.
So I can do that. That's not hard work. Increase.
This needs like a multiple screen share.
Yeah.
Uh,
Well, was
I
that
could ask
48 for everybody though? Or was
it
that just for Black students?
just for Black students.
Oh, okay. Got it.
Here's what I can do because you all probably, well, I know you all can be a little bit more efficient than me. I'm going to share this to you all, and we can be filling in the data as we continue to talk. And then just before, Madam President, it's okay for you, just before we leave, we can come back and confirm those. And then next time we meet, we have to rank them, I think. Oh, it's not gonna let me share right now. Come on. There we go. All right, so you just got access to this PowerPoint as well. Now, I will say this too. One thing before we start to work on this, these were examples. So we wanted to change and we didn't want to say subgroups and we wanted to write it more like this, I believe we can. So instead of saying picking a particular subgroup, we can keep it as a general goal where it's focused on all students. And we can say something like Benteen would decrease the percentage of students scoring beginning on Georgia milestones by 10% from 44 to 34%, or like 14% from 44 to 30%. We can write it that way too. What do you all think about that?
Could you repeat that one more time? I'm sorry.
Like right here where it says subgroups,
Mm-hmm.
because these are examples. We don't necessarily have to say a subgroup. We can keep it general like it does up here in this goal.
Mm-hmm.
And we can say like Benteen would decrease the percentage of students scoring beginning on a Georgia milestone assessment by 14% from 44 to 30%. And that would be a goal for us to do by 2030. Instead of selecting like a specific subgroup.
Okay.
How does everybody feel about that?
I think we should focus on the subgroups, given that like the impact from raising those will make it more likely to achieve the overall 20% increase goal.
Okay.
I agree. It should be like in thinking strategic, it should be more specific. That's what I'm trying to say.
Gotcha. Okay. Subgroups increase by, so we can just pull it back from, wait a minute. Give me 1 second. I'm gonna get this together and I'm gonna be ripping and running. Black students, this is going to increase by 26.0 from 22.5% to 48.5%. The students increase will increase students with disabilities. Increase from 10.7% from 60.
We're at 62.3.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
To
73.
73%. Okay. Oh, you know what? It didn't necessarily say content. It didn't say content. That's okay. I'll make sure that's together. And so my math is also 20%. Math would be from 35% to 55%. What I'll do is I'll go back and make sure these are content specific, being that the KPI doesn't necessarily have the content that these were for, okay?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The teacher attendance rate will remain at above 90% by ensuring class students is determined by the judge does not exceed 10% days absent enrollment period greater than 30 days with an emphasis on the following subgroup blacks. The same thing for attendance. I would need to go and actually find this data right here to make sure it is make sure it is correct because these were the sample goals. So I will actually go back in and insert that and make sure that they are updated if that's okay with everybody.
Yes, that makes sense.
Okay. Thank you, everybody. Now we have to look at our SMART goals. SMART goals. After reviewing our current strategic plan and school KPIs, are there any additional goals that we would like to include with our 2030 CPI goals for the 2025-2030 strategic plan? No more than 1 to 2 additional goals. I would think just to make these more specific around the goals we just entered. So if we know that students in grades 3 to 5 will increase the level of proficient and above students, I just think we should just keep with the 20% that we just put and then just tag it with by 2030. And so it should read more like this. 3 through 5. 5 will increase the level of efficient and above students by at least 20% on the end of grade ELA GMAS by 2030. Oh, I'm gonna misspell a word.
Is this is the one additional goal?
No, I'm just cleaning up the first 2 goals, and then we
Okay.
can discuss additional goals. Are there any additional goals that we will want to include? We can pick one or 2. Like last time this was brought out, we did to further support whole child development, the school increased the integration of SEL strategies throughout the school day amongst and between school stakeholders, inclusive of students, staff, parents, and community. We can continue that goal or we can add an additional goal.
I feel like adding a goal and what was the criteria to get there? Because I just from my children's observations that SEL is, integrated throughout the day. So like, can we say, okay, I think this is part of our everyday and we can put another goal there instead? That's just my thoughts.
Yes, ma'am, you are correct. Interesting enough, I actually helped work on this when we did it back then. And back then, the demographics in the school was in a much different place. It was a much bigger need for SEL to get kids to work together more often and being able to play together more often. Now that is a thing, it's a part of the school culture. Like I explained to staff, like our babies are here and they're in the classroom. So the kids understand the culture of the school. They're not running through the building. They're not out in the hallways. They understand that when I come to school, I'm in the classroom and I'm nice to people. They get that part. So I don't see why this goal right here perhaps should change to something more fitting for the current day.
Mm.
I mean, you could just, right now it says the school will increase the integration of SEL. If you
Mhm.
feel like it's already sufficient, you could just say maintain.
Okay.
I really like the SEL, and I love that my kids, they get it, like you said. I think it's a nice way for them to start the day, kind of kick off the day with that in mind. So definitely want to keep it. I don't want to take it off and then we lose focus on it. But if we feel like it's already integrated, then we maybe just need to maintain.
I like that.
What is SEL?
Social emotional learning.
Oh, okay. Got it.
Okay. Is there another goal that you all think we should perhaps include?
Are there any goals for the teachers, like or any goals like that supplement the 20% on the increase on those test scores, like a certain certification that teachers may need to get that would help students reach that, or is that too far?
I don't think it's too far. Uh, I don't think it's too far. But I know that's opened a big can of worms, Ms. Stubbs. A part of what we are looking at, in a much more, I'm trying to figure out the best way to say this with it being recorded and going live. Um, a part of other conversations is us looking like at our gifted model and how it may need to change in the future because of the way the state is going to fund the school for gifted. And so one of the conversations that we have begun to have is we need to get more gifted certified teachers in the building at some point, or more teachers in the building will need to go through the gifted process. Um, but we don't know how that will actually look or how to even form a goal around that. What we can put, if want to uh, put a goal similar to that, is we can look at like teachers will increase the number of gifted strategies used to teach students by 10% by 2030. And that way we can ensure that even if they aren't gifted certified, they are still delivering the gifted strategies to students, which also it does tie into IB. When you think about the gifted strategies and the inquiry model, they are very similar in nature. So it's something that we do, but it's not as pronounced and is not a huge emphasis on right now.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense. I think it's hard to expect like lofty goals for students if we don't put in place like support and goals for our instructors.
Gotcha. Now I will say you can ask the teachers when we brought out the goals this year, they were like, "What?" I was like, "Yeah, we have to have higher goals for ourselves." So they're starting to feel that and understand, like, okay, I got some work to do to make sure. Yes, Miss Romero.
Yes, it has been in my mind thinking about how we can improve our teaching practices, because I am personally only endorsed in ESOL, teacher leader, and Spanish. I
Mm-hmm.
am not endorsed in math or science. So when you
Mm.
said the word gift, you refer only like gifted endorsement, or it can be any of these important subjects that we daily instruct to the kids that we need to have more training.
I love your train of thought. That is a good point, Miss Romero. I love that. So for those of you who don't know, and maybe you do, but I'll clarify if you don't. Teachers are able to gain various endorsements as teachers. So gifted is one. You can gain a reading, you can gain a math, you can gain ESOL, English speakers, other languages. You can do science, teacher leader support. So there are different endorsements teachers can choose. And so what she's saying is instead of just focusing on gifted, we can broaden it and say, we will increase the number of teachers with endorsements by 10% by 2030. And that's something we can actually look and see and say, hey, 50% of our teachers have some type of endorsement. By 2030, we want to get that number to 60% or 70%.
I love that idea.
Okay. So, all right, let's go by this way. Would you say 10%, 15%?
Maybe 15% because it's like you're opening it up where people can choose. So
Mm-hmm.
hopefully that would increase the number of people willing to like add on an endorsement or certification.
And Mr. Latimer, I'd like to add that the endorsements takes 1 to 2 years to add on, depending on the one. So, I think that goal is definitely something that us as a school and staff can work on. Because I know a lot of our staff already have endorsements. So adding on to them to definitely help our students will be something that could motivate us, for our next couple of years as a goal as a school. I think that will be great.
I agree. And if y'all don't mind, I'm gonna just also add degrees too, because some people may opt to go from a bachelor's degree to a master's degree.
Yes, I agree.
And I will say they definitely improve your practice. I have four myself, reading, science, teacher support systems, and ESOL. And each and every time that I got an additional endorsement, it really did improve my teaching practice. And so a lot of times teachers are surprised that I can actually go in and coach reading in like kindergarten and first grade because I do hold a reading endorsement and I do understand how to teach reading. I also have a coaching endorsement, so I understand how to coach people as well. And I think that's kind of a shock. They're like, why is he talking instruction? Because I actually know it. That's why. Okay, cool. I'm gonna go on to the next slide. Is everybody okay with these two right here? Okay, I see a thumbs up. Thank you, Ms. Fleming. All right, strategic plan will help you fully uncover your available options, set priorities for them, and define the methods to achieve them. Are there any questions? All right. Thank you all. Madam President, I think we are on the next item of the agenda, which is the principal's report. I can continue on with the principal's report, and then we should be ready to wrap up for this evening. Madam President?
Oh, I'm sorry. I stepped away. I'm back. We're
No
moving
problem.
on to the principal's report. Okay.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
All right. Yeah.
Principal's reports. So I will say October was a busy month. November is not as busy, thankfully, but it's worth it. Like I tell staff all the time, we hold memories as currency for not only our students, but also our parents. So if we can leave a positive memory for someone, let's do it, because the way the world is and the way we grow up in it, we don't know what people will go through in life. At least that they can have a positive memory about a place called Benteen Elementary. And so just for us, my updates are just the upcoming events. Next Thursday, we will be hosting our Play Street at 2:30. Mr. Thomas, I promised the people that I will at least mention to you that the street in front of the school will be blocked off on that day from 2:30 to 4 o'clock. They will also come and talk to you, but I told them I will make sure I mention it to you this evening to make you aware that that's what's going on the 30th.
And no problem.
Okay, so that's 2:30 to 4, but somebody from DOT will come and talk to you about it as well.
Okay.
Also, we have our book character parade next Friday, as well as our Tales of Treat next Friday, Halloween. Then we get into November and we have Election Day. I do believe the district is planning to send out packets of work or digital work for students. So you all can be on the lookout for that. One of the things that I wanted to do as a principal was the school have its ability to raise funds. So we actually have created some fundraisers this year. Our very first one was the Double Good fundraiser. It only lasted about a week. It was quick, it was intense, and the school raised $1,728. I do want to give a shout out to Miss Stubbs and her beautiful children. They were the top sellers, the twins in kindergarten. I think they raked in maybe over $900. And one of the things that one of the reasons why I wanted to do some fundraising, because we do take a lot of field trips, in my opinion. Well, we take the right amount. It sits per grade, but when you sit and you say everybody, somebody got a field trip, it feels like a lot, but it's really not a lot. And so I want that to be a part of helping with those field trips. Also, student incentives. I really like to reward kids for academic work and other things. So some of those funds will also go to the initiatives for rewarding students. I actually still have to get the twin stuff together. The people who sold popcorn had to get all their stuff together. And then also, just general school stuff to help the school afloat, where we don't pull from our main budget. We don't always have to ask our foundation and PTA, so they're allowed to focus on much bigger investments around the school. So I've also reached out to our PE teacher, and she has actually planned our first fun run. I'm actually going to get on the horn and send out some emails tomorrow because she wants to do it November 21st. She opted not to go with like a partner or a booster-thon. She said, hey, if you can find about 30 volunteers, we can do it at the school, and we're going to do it during the school day, so that as many children, if not all children, will be able to participate. And so what she has come up with was a color me run. And so she's found like the powder, the kids will run, people will donate, and as they run, they will get sprayed um with colored powder. She's got it all planned out. Phenomenal job by her of laying out all the logistics. Again, I will sit tomorrow, begin to ask for volunteers and donations to set it up. So that will be another one coming. I'm not sure of her fundraising structure for it, but she does have it. Also, she has begun to work on a Benteen 5K. A lot of schools do them. For those of you who don't know, I've tried to stay with my 5K a month. I did not make it this year. The last 2, 3 months, honestly, since I've been a principal, I haven't been able to run one. I do plan on going back and finishing strong November and December. I'm probably going to run one on Thanksgiving and one on Christmas to end the year. But she's planning out a 5K in April. Other than that, behind the scenes academically, I am really excited to share with you all or share with the world the wonderful work of Dr. Andrew J. Lovett Jr., the former principal. The CCRPI scores have, they're slowly beginning to trickle back. And I want to say, when the scores are released, it will be the highest in school's history. So I want to make sure he receives those flowers publicly, because that is his work, his legacy of putting the school from where it used to be to where it is now. It was, I worked under him for 4 years, and to see where the school is now is very emotional because of the work he really did in his tenure at Benteen. So I want to make sure he knows that. I want to make sure the world knows that Benteen has a lot to say right now, and we want to keep that momentum going. But those are my updates. Ms. Romero, you have a question?
Yes, just to answer Senora Decoded, I am Kilometer Kids trainer too. So I'm going to talk with Coach Graham tomorrow about how we can also participate, or the kids that are part of this nice club
Okay.
can have like a more, they can be considered for this opportunity too. I don't know if that
Absolutely.
sounds good.
Yeah, absolutely. I thought about it today too, because I saw Kilometer Kids, and I'm thinking that would be a perfect opportunity to partner and get them involved in the fun run. So for sure, we definitely can do that. And
Thank
we
you.
also got to talk about your presentation soon too. So we'll do that tomorrow too.
Yes. Thank you. Thank you.
No worries. Madam President, if you would like, I can just continue on and close out if you would like. I think the last thing is just going over the comprehensive long range facilities plan.
Okay, yep, you could keep going.
It's up to you, Madam President. I don't want to overstep.
Nope, you got it.
All right, so APS 424, Reshaping the Future of Education. The last comprehensive long-range facility plan was canceled on October the 20th. I know they have started hosting community meetings at various schools that are impacted. A few weeks ago, they were at Dunbar, and they began to talk with the community. I heard it was a very positive meeting. But since then, I haven't heard any other updates. What I can tell you is that Benteen right now is not considered for anything. But what I do, I do tell what I do tell staff is nothing is final to that final board meeting, and that all we can do is focus on instruction. All we can do is focus on being the best school that we can be, because we don't know, we can't decide, make any decisions around that. And so we have to focus on what's important, like tonight, and focus on instruction. To even just go back, talking about Dr. Lovett and myself, our shared history, his first year of principal, Benteen was in that very same conversation about being closed. That was probably 10 years ago. And I've had worked with Dr. Lovett previously as he was a model teacher leader. And so I knew who he was. And I just remember feeling so bad that I knew he was doing a great job at Benteen. And the school, was going through the closure process. And it was at the very last board meeting, they voted to keep Benteen open. And I was looking to get in leadership, and I said, I want to go help make Benteen brilliant. And he offered me the job as the IB coordinator. And hence, we're IB Rural School. We have the LI now. And so the goal at that time was going in to support him and making Benteen the best place that it possibly can be. So when I say I do get emotional about seeing those scores, I really mean that. And so we're not in the conversation right now, but we want to focus on what's important, and that is instruction for the kids. Are there any questions?
Next is the next meeting where we will finish the strategic plan development.
One more
Or
time.
will we finish finalize the strategic plan in the next meeting?
Yes,
Or do
we will
have
rank
more
them,
time?
and I will make sure all the stats and everything are correct, and then we will rank them. I think that's all we have to do before the next meeting.
Okay. Okay, just wondering.
Mhm.
Um, well, if there are not any more questions, then we can move to does anyone have any announcements? Nope. All right. Well then, you got an announcement?
Yeah, I'll just, inform you guys we had the first cluster meeting yesterday, and, some of the goals coming out of that were, discussing the long range facilities plan and the budget for the Jackson cohort. I think our next meeting is November 10th, so that'll be the next time I have an actual update. It was a lot of just the formalities this first meeting.
Awesome. Thank you. Are there any more announcements? If not, we've reached the end of our agenda. And if there's no additional business at the time, then may I have a motion to adjourn the meeting?
I'll make a motion to adjourn the meeting.
A second.
Second.
All in favor, say aye or raise your hand.
Aye.
Bye.
All right. All opposed, raise your hand. All right. Meeting is adjourned at 6:15.
Thank you, everybody.
All right. Thank you all.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.